when we were talking about the first kiss with Lucy Hale, I said she was actually good. You know, she was David's girlfriend. She
Why are you surprised?
No. I said that, but what the subtext was I knew that she and David were dating, and that David's girlfriend was going to be on the show. Which I thought
was common knowledge. Apparently, a lot of people didn't know that.
Oh, really?
So we gotta let the cat out of the bag on that.
Well, I mean, it's the truth.
Yeah,
it's all about the truth.
Well, it's the past. It's like water under the bridge, early relationships.
Is it okay to tell the truth? You know what I mean?
What kind of a question is that? Would you rather us lie
what do you say?
or tell the truth?
But it's no. It's not about lying or not. It's about what do we hold back? What truth thing are we allowed to say?
I think the question is, what is our truth to tell and what's not ours to tell?
Okay, but so nobody knew that David and Lucy were dating?
I don't think nobody, but I thought it was common.
Now?
But I thought it was common knowledge. Back then, I thought it was common knowledge, but apparently a lot of people didn't know. So I don't know. But like I said, to me, that's like water under the bridge. It's like high school relationships, early relationships. It's like, you know, like if I brought up your high school girlfriend, like, you know, who cares? Like, not that who cares, but you know what I mean?
I do care. Well, I cared about my high school girlfriends.
But would you be upset, like, if I brought up your, like, high school girlfriend and said that you guys were dating?
I still am friends with. My high school girl, Erin.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you get to different phases of your life. Like, David's married. He's got kids. What does he care? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's hurtful to anybody.
Well, when David's here, we'll ask him.
And he's like, you bitch. I can't believe you brought that up.
But now, Lucy.
Yes.
What I meant to say was she's very talented, especially in this episode. Yeah. She's very natural. She's really real. She's very personal. She really seems like a real grounded person, which I loved, you know. Which
is always, it's a challenge with Disney Channel to find in that over-the-top energy, a groundedness that you can bring to keep the character based in reality.
Yes, and she's just so sweet in this.
Lucy's a sweetheart.
And had to do some really hard acting things.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm standing in front of you, you're a foot in front of me, and you're having a conversation with your fucking zit, and I'm supposed to not see. At one point, she like looked up stage, like, oh, I heard something, and then because like, how could you not comment on that?
She had to like suspend disbelief a lot, like especially like with the movie theater episode, like with First Kiss, and then with this one, like I feel like all of her episodes, she really had to, like, they were special effects heavy, and so she had to really like suspend disbelief.
Yeah, I want to talk to her about that. I think we need. What do you guys think? Do we need Lucy on the show? ? I would like to interview her and ask her about that.
No, I would too. I haven't spoken to Lucy in years, and I love Lucy. No, but I do. Like she's a sweetheart. She's stayed that like sweet,
and
you know,
so
Southern
talented,
girl.
so talented,
very much so. Okay, so Murrieta Animata is so in the first season. I kind of hate that we lost this in like subsequent seasons.
Yeah, it's to animate an inanimate object, and I'm trying to get.
But the inside joke and the Easter eggs of it being like, whether it was a pop culture reference with, you know, Edgbano Utusis, or, you know, whether it was
a writer's name. Like
I kind of hate that we lost that a little bit. Like with later seasons, we kind of abandoned ship on that. Because I love that. I love that like Easter egg thing. Because also too for us, every week we would get a spell. I don't know if you felt this, but I was always like, where did that come from? Yeah. What is like the etymology of that spell? That kind of thing. I love that
too. And it's also interesting with a lot of times I'll have an audition and there's a name of some, not of the character, but a name of someone else that I have to say. And I'm like, oh, that's got to be some fucking writer's cousin or something.
Right?
No one would name
it's like
a character
some random
that or something.
Name. Yeah. Or like an ex-girlfriend or, you know,
or something that's personal to them, you know.
Yeah.
Which I understand.
Have you ever had a job? Like it always makes me laugh.
I've had a job. Yes, Jen.
Have you worked a day in your life? No. But have you had an acting job where it gets down to the end? And they always say, like, once you're down to the end, anybody can do the job when it's last 3, 4, 2,
100%,
whatever.
I totally agree with that.
But it always comes down, not always, but sometimes it comes down to something as dumb as like, you look like their ex-girlfriend and they're not too fond of her. Or like, oh, you remind them of their favorite niece or their daughter or something. Did you ever have a job where you lost it for a stupid reason like that? I did a show where I talked about this on another episode where I was a paramedic. It was called Seattle Emergency. I was like cast. And they were like, we want you to come in and have chemistry reads with your partner. And I was like, oh my God. But the actor who got the part was Victor
Williams, I believe. He was the friend on King of Queens.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So talented, so fun. Now, there was 3 actors there, and they were all great. And I was on the other side going, I'm in the room while they're talking and making decisions and stuff, the network, And the one guy, one of the actors was bald. And he goes, the executive goes, do paramedics wear hats?
Oh, it comes down to this.
It was just down to that, but also with Victor, we had a moment where there was a little bit of a mistake. We improv'd a little bit, and the chemistry, boom, he got the job. I mean, just saw it. I saw it happen. I was like, this is happening,
Yeah.
It's very interesting to be on the other side. So, yes, little things like that. Or I don't like, I don't like those earrings. You're like, we can change the earrings.
It's super easy.
What are you doing?
I know. There was one, this didn't happen to me. I have 2 that I've had friends tell me about that were just horror stories. They were both network for a TV show, which when you go to network is the last audition.
You go in and you audition for a casting director, and then you get a call back, and you go and read for the producers, and then you get notes, and then they decide to take 2 to 3 people usually to the studio.
Yeah.
And then you sign a contract, and you sign a thing. They always give you the contract. At the thing, you sign the thing, and you're like, oh my God, I can make this much money. Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up.
Which I hate that you sign the contract at the very end. It's so nerve-wracking. I don't want to think about that when I have to go act.
And you go in to the studio, and then the studio either likes you or doesn't like you. You sometimes do chemistry reads, and then you wait. And you fucking hope that your agent calls you, and then they say you're going to go to network. And then you go to network, and somehow you got to be able to fucking muscle up and do that audition
that you've done a million times.
And make them laugh. And I know that I think it was at Fox, or there was this, maybe it was ABC.
And it's kind of like 12 Angry Men, where you like go in a room, there's like a spotlight on you, and then it's just like 12 dudes.
You fuck up
and like
the
one lady in a suit.
You get one shot.
You get one shot, and then nobody says a word. It's a weird. It's like, I heard somebody once say that, like, if you could do it in this environment, they know you could do the scene in anything. But the 2 experience, I had one friend who went to network for a show. Back when you used to audition in the room, there was like an unwritten rule that the walls had to be so paper thin, so you could like hear them. And she overheard them as soon as she left the room, being like, some loud person goes, I don't know if I see her on the cover of a magazine.
What the fuck?
Yeah. But even worse, I had another friend who found out she had a friend, I think, that was in casting after she went in for a part. And one of the execs, and this was before the Me Too movement, and hopefully this person would not be able to say something like this now, but he goes, I don't think she's fuckable.
Yeah, I've heard that. That was in a movie. That's terrible.
But that really happened to her. Like, it was something where they were just like, I don't know if I'd date her. Like, I don't know if she's like, do we see her as fuckable? I don't know. Like, there was a real, like it's just so
those network
gross.
people. You know what I also don't understand is you do a pilot, you do a thing, you're doing a show. There's so many aspects that go into it. And then there's a new president of the network. That show's fucking gone.
Yeah.
Not because it's bad, but because it's not that network person's show.
Well, because art is so objective, right? So it's like, just because one person thinks like something has no value, or one actor has no value, or at least not for their thing, all of a sudden it's like that it's not the final opinion, but to that person it is. And if that person's in that position of power, it matters. But anyway, let's get back to the episode.
Okay, the episode.
So I did think it was very weird and very distracting for me. And maybe I did miss the fact that with the McReary-Timreary spell from First Kiss, that Miranda, or Lucy Hale's character, didn't remember. But I thought it was super freaking weird.
It was weird.
That she just acted like they'd never gone out. And like
it's just kind of played to the story because
I thought it was that she was the same character, but like they'd never gone out and like never had this other experience. But maybe that was a thing I missed with the McReary-Timreary spell, that her brain got like wiped like clean, Men in Black style or something.
Yeah, there was a little. Now I'm having a little memory loss, but yes, now that you say that, I was like,
Click.
In my mind, I was like, no, but
maybe
here's the thing though.
Okay.
The last time you say McReary-Timreary, the person will remember.
Yeah,
and
that's
they
it.
kissed.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. And then they move on. So that's why I thought it was super weird that she like acted like they'd never gone out. And she's like, oh, I hope he asked me out.
Thank you so much for watching that clip of Wizards of Waverly Pod. For the full episode, go check it out on our Wizards Pod YouTube channel. The link's in the description. And for bonus content, weekly, join our Patreon. The link is in the description for that too. See you soon.